All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
We are live. I almost called it the Bermuda Championship, the Wyndham Championship, as I'm looking at my screen, calling it Bermuda season. We are back on Bermuda grass. I guess you can call it the Southeast, North Carolina, for the 2026 Wyndham Championship. I hope you guys enjoyed that finish, or, I mean, it wasn't the greatest finish, I guess, in Detroit, but Michael Thorbjornsen gets the job done. We had Michael Brennan in the mix. We had, I guess, Ben Kohles kind of in the mix earlier in the week, and then someone else we had in the mix that all kind of fizzled out late. I thought Michael Brennan was going to get the job done for us after that nice little start, but he could not do it. So let's get to the Wyndham Championship. As always, we will start with the Twitter thread to go through everything key stat-wise that we're looking for this week. So as I said, Bermuda season is back. Wyndham Championship. You need to look at driving accuracy, spike approach, and spike putting. All starts with driving accuracy and how you came into the week with driving accuracy. The previous 6 championship entered the week averaging about 8.2% versus the field accuracy over the previous 25 rounds. So this is looking at all of the winners coming into the round, the last 26 starts before they won the Wyndham Championship, how accurate they were. Cameron Young actually was a loser in that regard. He was like -1 or -3% in terms of driving accuracy, but I'm not saying obviously, there's multiple ways to win a golf tournament, but looking at the last 7 winners, it's been very, very accurate drivers coming into the week. And everyone finished 8th or better in driving accuracy in that given week. So once you do find the players, there's 2 paths to separation: spike approach and spike putting. Looking at all of the winners, the last 7 winners of this event, this is their last 25 their last 25 approach and putting baseline. 0.1 strokes gained approach per round, 0.2 strokes gained putting per round. That is nothing crazy, and those are both positive gains per round, so that kind of leads to like a half stroke per tournament. 0.2 times 4, that's plus 0.8 strokes putting, 0.4, that's about a half stroke per tournament. So nothing crazy. It is the spikes that we need. A spike is considered a +4 or better strokes gain in a given category. So for example, over the last 10 starts, the guys were averaging about 2 spike putting rounds and just about 2 spike approach rounds. So looking at the winners or looking at guys coming into the week, you want to look at their last 10 starts and be like, they've proven to spike on the putting greens once or twice before, and recently they've proven to spike with their irons once or twice before coming in. So the spike ability is so important to determine winners of this event. So the average winner at Sedgefield, plus 5.7 strokes gained putting, plus 6.6 strokes gained approach. That is really, really solid in terms of the putting and approach. That's what we are looking for. Course history, you don't need it, but obviously if you have course history, it helps. The comp courses are more important. Detroit, Waialae, TPC Deer Run, Colonial, and TPC Southwind. When you're modeling out, use these 5 courses. The comp corollaries have crossover tremendously. So that is what I'm looking for in terms of course comps. So accuracy, spike approach, putting upside, and stuff like that. It's not anything crazy. This is a golf course we've seen so many times, and we're going to look at the weather. Could tell us a little bit of a different story, but I'll tell you why I'm still leaning in on what I'm leaning in to in the next slide. So here we go. The weather for the week. And as you guys can see, it could be a little wet. So Monday, this is today, some rain this afternoon. Tomorrow, some rain in the PM. And then Wednesday, we're going to get some rain in the PM. Thursday, some rain in the PM. Friday, some rain in the PM. Saturdays, it's going to be wet all week. And there's probably going to be some delays. There's probably going to be some preferred lies. And you might be thinking, all right, it's going to be raining. It's going to be softer. Why not boost up? It's going to make the fairways a little wider. Why not boost up driving distance a little bit more? While that's not crazy to do, while that is not an insane thing to think about, I'm not looking too much into distance, because with that, this course is so short that and the field is not so top heavy with like the elite bombers of the world, that everyone's going to be live. If you're hitting fairways and you're Tom Hoge, you're Lucas Glover, you can stop the balls on these greens with it being soft. So I'm not going crazy. I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm looking at driving accuracy. I'm looking at guys playing out of the fairway. Even though it's gonna make the fairways wider, I don't want to be hitting at a thick rough all the time, unless you're minting 75-yard wedges, which there's might be a little path for bomb and gouge. Can't say it, but I remember when we found the path for bomb and gouge at the Sony Open. We found that path for bomb and gouge and had like a completely different DFS build than everybody. Patrick Fishburne, Steven Yeager a few years back, and had a really nice week. So I have not been to Sedgefield before, so I don't really want to say that there's a path for that yet. I'm leaning on the data. I'm leaning on that type of stuff. So here are the winning scores over the last X amount of years. We saw CY win by 6 over Mac Meisner. That was the runner-up last year. Wow. 22 under, 18 Lucas Glover, 20, 20, 15. So as you guys can see, it's a lot of minus 20s. This is not a difficult golf course. I assume we're going to get a very similar winning score this year. Nothing says that we should not. In terms of contest selection and the DFS board, we're going to go back to our guns. We don't talk about this contest very often because honestly, it hasn't been as good this year as I feel like I remember it has been last year. But the PGA Tour 40K full round 18 max pays 4K up top and 400 to that 10th place spot. The perfect payout structure we were looking at. 4,700 people are entering, but if everyone's doing 18 lineups, so let's do 4705, I believe it was 4705 divided by 18. That makes it only 261 entrants if you technically had everyone maxing out the lineup and you're maxing out the lineup. So not everyone's going to do that. If you do that, you'll have some nice layover, and I like this contest. Looking at the DFS board, we have CY at the top, Jackson Koivun getting the bump up to the 10K range, Patrick Cantlay getting a nice little bump as well. Then we got Hideki, JT, Gerard, Tom Kim, Maverick, and BG rounding out the top of the 9K range. But first golfer I wanted to look at is actually going to be the young stud, the young kid, Jackson Koivun, getting that bump. Jackson Koivun, $10,100, obviously the highest price he's ever been, a recent winner on the PGA Tour, coming off of a T31, a win, and the T10 in his last 3 starts. And looking at what he did last year at this Wyndham Championship, gained strokes in every single category, absolutely fearless, and finished T5. Now he's coming in off of a win. Talk about spike approach play. Talk about some spike putting. He's got that in his last 10 starts, and he's hitting the ball really, really well. Did not putt the Donnie Ross greens well last week, but he proved to putt them well back in 2025 at this golf course. And he's a golfer who, I think he lived in North Carolina to get his high school. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Jackson Koivun moved from California to North Carolina to just become who he is. So he should be comfortable with playing golf in the state of North Carolina, obviously comfortable on the PGA Tour, fearless birdie maker. So Jackson Koivun at $10,100, someone I at least wanted to take a look at because what he's doing, you just can't ignore it. You definitely just can't ignore it. Next golfer I wanted to look at down the board is a golfer who's been playing amazing golf of late, and we've been talking about him. $7,700, Ben Kohles. Reminds me of Nico Echeverria before he started to be a winner. Ben Kohles could easily be priced above Davis Thompson, $8,500. There's no reason he should not be. Back to his win on the Korn Ferry Tour. Look at the stats he's bringing in. Look at just how solid he's playing across the board. He's doing everything so solidly. Last time he lost on approach was the ISCO, but he's got the spike approach. He's got some spike putting as well. He has the tools to play well around the Wyndham Championship. We know he's a very accurate driver, and he's riding such a high right now. I don't mind buying the high. Sure, I guess at some point he has to go down. He has to come back down to earth. But if he wins in some great form, why are we going to ignore it? Why are we going to ignore it or try to fault it? He can only be so chalky at $7,700 with the guys around him. I don't think it's going to be anything we have to cross off. So Ben Kohles, 7.7K is just something. I got to touch on. Next thing I want to do is touch on the betting board. We have Cameron Young at plus 840. Shorter number than he was last week. Patrick Cantlay 18-1, Jackson Koivun 24, JT 26, BG 27, Maverick 30-1. So first golfer I wanted to look at on this betting board is down the board a little bit, and he's in the 30s. Where is he? There he is. 32-1, Ryan Gerard. UNC Tar Heel, very comfortable with these conditions, and Ryan Gerard's been playing some really nice golf. The short game from Ryan Gerard is really impressive. Really, really impressive because we know Ryan Gerard's been like a liability with the putter in his career. Also, Ryan Gerard has proven to have his best putting before this recent clip. His best putting has been on Bermuda grass. So Ryan Gerard on his usual best surface in the putting form he's currently on, I'm definitely a fan of. He's not putt well here before, but if you could putt Detroit well, I think you could putt Sedgefield well. We see a lot of corollary there. He's not the greatest ball striking form in the world, but he's striping it off the tee. We know what he can do on approach. He could definitely spike on approach. See plus 5.8 at Murrayfield, plus 4.3 at the Charles Schwab. Ryan Gerard is a flusher when he gets going, and I love the price 30-1. I think he's a sanctioned golfer at this point. Like he can win, he can get in the winner's circle. He's not scared to mix it all. So Ryan Gerard 32-1. Then the next golfer is closer to I guess you could say a long shot. And he goes by the name of Tom Hoge, 200-1. But Tom Hoge is showing some nice form for the first time in a while. When Tom Hoge is clicking, he's doing this well, striping it on approach. He has now gained strokes on approach in 5, 6 straight starts. The putter has been a little hit or miss, but once this is the blueprint for Hoge. Hit fairways, hit great iron shots, and have one spike putting week. Looking at his course history, he's got some okay results, nothing crazy. He's played this event a ton of times, which I think is pretty enticing for us, but he's proven to play well over here before. The putting greens have given him struggles, but I don't think this is a world where Tom Hoge at 200-1 isn't like a play. He's hitting it well. We know he has the ability to gain strokes on the greens in a given week. So Tom Hoge, 200-1. We know he knows how to win, and this is the style of golf that Tom Hoge needs to succeed. Shorter, accurate, shorter positional golf courses. That's exactly what Sedgefield is. So before we get into some of the golfers we're on, some of the chalkiness, some of the pivots of the week, I have to touch on the site. See it scrolling at the top. Code Boots. Code Boots gets you a free week or gets you a 10% off discount if you have signed up before. Join that nation. If you want every single sport, MLB is cooking. We have all access. Plus optimizer, code boots if you just want the golf. You just want the golf. PGA plus optimizer, code boots gets you all of this stuff. The projections, the showdown, the stone 2.0, the slate station, the value report. So much amazing information on this site. And we're also going to need you to fly that flag, because if you do fly that flag, if you go down to here, click logos, download one of these and put it in your DraftKings or FanDuel avatar, you're going to win. And when you win, you're going to get rewarded. You win 1,000, you get a reward. 10K, you get a reward. 100K, you get a reward. And we've had $1 million winners. And there's no $1 million chance this week, but you get to the site, fly that flag, code boots, get you the discount, and you get rewarded with us. Next thing we want to touch on is the potential chalky golfer of the week, a potential pivot of the week, and the one golfer that I am on this week, the one golfer that I'm playing no matter what. Okay. The potential chalky golfer of the week. At least that's what I like doing, the chalkiness without any vision. Sorry, not any vision, any research. I'm like looking at the boards. I think this guy's going to be chalky this week, for better or for worse. I'm not saying it's a bad play, but I just think this guy is going to be chalky this week. And that is Hideki Matsuyama. Hideki Matsuyama finally showing signs of driving goodness is what we're going to call it. He's been such a liability with the driver all year, and now it's 4 straight weeks, plus 2 last week, plus 3 the week before, 1.5 the week before that, 2.4 the week before that. Has not finished worse than T14 since TPC River Highlands. We know he can do on approach. There's some spike approach right there. And the putting. Like Hideki is a streaky putter. He's won on Bermuda before. Doesn't have the greatest course history here, but he's got a T3 back in 16. It's Hideki in good form. People are going to see it. And the price is $9,500. That is nothing. I love him. We know he's got winning upside. And I think it is a nice play. So Hideki Matsuyama, $9,500. Potential chalk, but I think it's a nice play, $9,500. Now we're going to go with a potential pivot. A potential pivot down the board might be Maverick McNealy. Maverick McNealy at 9K? Let's look who he's around. He is around 9K Maverick. People are going to go to Tom Kim in some nice form. People are going to love Gerard. And then they're going to see Maverick McNealy on there. Like, I'd rather go to Ryan at 7K range, sorry, 8K range. Michael Brennan's playing all right. I'm going to go to him in the 8K range. no one's going to click Maverick McNealy, especially in the form that he's in. He's not doing anything great, but he gained strokes ball striking in both categories for the first time in a while, the 3M Open. We know what he can do on the putting greens. And when he gets going, he is a great driver, going to give himself a ton of opportunities with the wedges. He's not the greatest approach player in the world, but the driver putter spike build is what we talked about earlier. And Maverick brings that to the table at 10% possibly. I love Maverick at $9,000 to pair with whoever the top of the board. And he's played well in this area of the country. Remember, he played really nice at the RSM class, obviously won the RSM Classic, almost won at the RBC Heritage. So he's familiar with this area of the country. I do not think it is a bad play at all. And I think he's going to go overlooked. So Maverick McNealy is the potential chalky golfer of the week. Before we get to the one golfer that I am on, I want to touch on the model. The model this week, I built 6 models times 3, 18 different models, and aggregated out to this. I did approach plus accuracy. I did accuracy plus putting. I did approach buckets. I did mixed conditions, like everything combined. Total strokes gained total plus course comps. Strokes gained total plus birdie or better percentage. And it spit me out. Ben Kohles, number 1. Jackson Koivun, number 2. Blades Brown, number 3. Ryan Gerard, number 4. Zach Blair, Aaron Rai, Davis Chatfield tied for 5th. Then Austin Smotherman, Alex Noren, Tom Kim, Hideki Matsuyama, and Alex Fitzpatrick tied for 8th. The model's been in a little bit of a cold streak. We haven't printed out a winner since Victor Hovland at the Travelers. So I think we are due to get a winner off of this model. I'm going to be tailing it, and hopefully we do it together. So that's the model of the week. Now let's do the one golfer that I am on. I am playing this guy in lineups, maybe some bets. Not sure exactly when or how I'm going to play him, but he's going to be on the card, and that is Justin Thomas. $9,400, a golf course that he's played well here before. I think he made his PGA Tour debut here. I could be wrong. Could be, because that could have been the ISCO Championship or some Louisville event. But he finished T12 back in 2023 when he almost chipped in to win. That was all short game. But Justin has been streaky but solid with the ball striking this year and the last 2 years. It's kind of came back. We know what his ball striking prowess is. Love what he's doing on and around the green. And the short game is high ceiling but streaky. That's what we're looking for. I just think this style of golf, this setup for Justin Thomas is perfect. He's going to hit a ton of fairways. As long as he doesn't try to do too much, he's going to give himself a ton of approach looks and get some opportunities to make birdies. So Justin Thomas is the one golfer that we are on. Let me know below who you are on this week. I would definitely like to maybe copy some of you guys, maybe tail some of you guys this week, because we've been close. We had back-to-back winners, and then we've been close. So hopefully we can get back in the winner's circle very, very soon. As always, the song of the day for this episode is going to be Better Days by Currents. Go check it out. Some metalcore for your Monday afternoon. As always, guys, let's spit. I will catch you guys Thursday for the DFS Showdown show. Catch you guys then. Peace out.